Hey guys, this is Kurt with Grid Obstacle Training coming at you. And today what I want to do is I want to tell you about the race that I just returned from. WarX is actually an OCR World Championship qualifying event in Southern Ohio. It runs the last weekend of June every year and has been voted the best small race, best overall event, best standalone event, and best venue. It's an amazing event and my favorite event to go to per year for obstacle course racing. Plus, they have the coolest metals out there. I mean, made of metal, this can actually hurt you. You got to be a little bit careful if you lean over while wearing this thing. It will stab you. And then they also have the Warriors Gauntlet, which we'll talk about that here in a moment. But just beautiful metals that you can show off to your friends and family. Let them know what a beast you are, how gritty you are, and go with that. Now, why do I love WarX outside of the cool metals, of course, is that obstacle course completion decides your placement in the overall rankings. So for instance, when we started this race, everyone starts out with 5 wristbands. Those 5 wristbands, there are 14 of the 50 plus obstacles that you can lose one of those if you miss. So let's say you miss on the eliminator. You're going to have to give up one of your bands. And we'll talk about what that is here in a moment too. And if you end up working your way down to 0 bands, well, you're going to be ranked way down because everyone who has 5 bands is going to end up at the top of the leaderboard. If you finish even faster than everybody else, but you only come back with 4 of your bands because you missed something, you're going to be below every single person that completed every obstacle and kept all 5 of those bands. And then it works its way down from there. So obstacles first. Tiebreaker is what you have for time. It's just the way that I like to do things. I don't have any problem with Spartan or anybody else that does it based on time and does penalties if you miss an obstacle. That's fine. It's just that there are a lot of people that are, say, marathon runners that can run a quarter-mile loop faster than some people can get through an obstacle. And I value the obstacles more, just my preference. But why else do I love it? Because it's always changing. Now, there used to be a race called the Indian Mud Run. Ran from 2012 into 2022. Great event, awesome. Tons of people would travel from all over the country to make it there. And that event isn't around anymore. So what did WarX do? They brought in some of those things to remember that event, Indian Mud Run. One of those being Heartbreak Ridge. I'd never gotten a chance to experience an Indian Mud Run, so all this was new to me. But for Heartbreak Ridge, what you're doing is you're climbing a rope. You have to go across 2 rings that are pretty widely spread out, so you've got to get a good swing in there. You get to a cargo net. Now you have to climb down a cargo net underneath, very, very low to the ground. So you have to scoop the legs up, scoop them around, climb back up another cargo net, down another one, another underneath, back up, and then you have 2 rings that leads to a fat rope that you got to climb up to hit a bell. Very, very difficult. I will tell you this, when I finished that obstacle, the whole rest of the race I was feeling forearms. I felt I was torched. I had never felt that level of pump in my life. And not only that, they also brought in one called Indian Valley. Indian Valley, you start out with a series of rock grips. So you're working your way across these rock grips. Then you get to this U-shaped piece of wood with 2x4s on it. Now you're having to work your way down and then work your way back up just so you could reach for a ladder, a 4-rung ladder that's hanging. Climb up there long enough. You can sit on there for a second if you get your feet in, rest for a moment. Then what do you get for that? 5 more rock grips before you end up getting to the finish, getting hit the bell, and continue on. Another very, very difficult one. Another new addition, monkey bars. Now, okay, there's monkey bars in every course. There's other monkey bars in this course. But if you've never seen 80 feet straight of monkey bars, it was brutal. I was watching people every 20 feet there is a tiny platform. But just watching people stand there, struggle, try and get their energy back. The good thing is, this is grid obstacle training. We train monkey bars all the time. My rig's 20 feet. I've went back and forth on that multiple times before just to practice for this. And I was probably able to pass 20 people within that 80-foot span and then give people tips on how to get through it. So it just felt great to be able to coach even when you're out on a course in a competitive heat because we're all just trying to do our best. It's not about trying to see someone else fail. It's about just succeeding yourself and helping them succeed as well. Now, cool, Indian Mud Run. What about WarX? What about the things that you've been there for the past couple years for? They have the best and most unique obstacles. Also, the biggest obstacle of them all is just the course. I mean, it was 90 degrees, super hot, sun blazing down on you. and you're just pouring sweat while going up and down these relatively steep hills. Sometimes you're crawling on your hands and feet to get up these hills. You're trying to keep from slipping going back down. It's a lot. Add into that you have things like, for example, my favorite obstacle, it's called Maximus. With Maximus, what you're doing is you're coming up on this little area going into a little lake or pond. And from there, you've got 40 feet of rings that you have to get through. Now, in those 40 feet, there's only 10 rings are hanging from high up. So you get big swings, but you got to have a lot of momentum to keep that swing. And if you don't catch it, you're done. You're falling in the water. You're coming back trying to repeat it. You get through that 40 feet. What are you rewarded with? A little platform and then a wobbly pipe that goes over water for 40 to 60 feet that you either have to run across balancing or scoot across on your butt to get there. That sun's blazing down. The people that sat down realized real quick they didn't want to be sitting there. It was scorching hot. Then at the end of that, another 4 foot of rings. 4 rings over 40 feet, spread out every 10 feet, just so you can swing onto that bank and then keep going. That actually then 2 obstacles later leads into my least favorite obstacle, which is called mine shaft. Imagine you're trapping yourself in a small little circular tube that's going uphill, not across, uphill, and it's only about 3.5 feet wide. You've got a rope coming down, so you can't get your elbows out. You can't get your knees up. You're sitting here just pulling and pulling and pulling your way uphill, as every bit is working against you. If you were to let go, you will slide down. It is steep enough where you'll slide down. But you just got to keep going. You've got someone coming up underneath you sometimes too that you don't want to hold them up as well. You get through that. Awesome. Guess what? There's dragon back. It is multiple cat grabs, leaping over water, grabbing a pole, getting your feet to land on this angled platform so you can pull yourself up to the next platform. Jump again, jump again, jump again. That one uniquely did take out one of our competitors. So she ended up breaking her ankle. It wasn't on one of the jumps. It was just a slip up top, just random freak accident. She's fine now. She's coming back next year. She completed it last year. She's a trooper. But another one that just is very unique that you just don't get a chance to see very often. Outside of that, you have low rig. What low rig is, it's rings, but these rings are only probably 4 feet off the ground where you're grabbing. So you've got to tuck your whole body up as you're working. It's this incredible amount of pull strength and coordination to get through there. You have the decagon. This large, I believe it's 10 foot tall decagon with all these pegs on it that you need to be able to rotate around 90 degrees. So you're going to be coming for multiple rotations of, well, I guess not multiple rotations, but a spin of this as you're coming around this thing 90 degrees from one board to another. Tricky. You get 3 tries at it. Was able to get through it again this year, which is great. And then the one that gets almost everybody. I mean, you think about, you had probably 500 to 700 competitors here. Less than 55 people ended up coming back with all 5 bands. Biggest reason for that is what's called the eliminator. It's a 7-part obstacle that includes ropes. It includes ladders like you'd see at the carnival, the ones where you spin upside down as soon as you try and balance on it. You've got a twisting log in the air with different grips on it that moves all around as you're coming through. A couple cat grabs. You've got to cross a pole and you've got balance. 7 different parts. You fail any one of those, you're back to the beginning. It's separating so many people through that. But it's a beautiful, beautiful event, fun event. It will challenge you. It will give you something to look forward to every year, places that you can improve. Now, also, why do I love it there? It's run by family. I mean, the people that run it are awesome, and they'll remember you when you come back. You'll say, hey, where's John at? Where's Jake at? Oh, that's my brother. That's my cousin. That's my daughter. That's my son. Da, 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 da. And whoever you ask for, they'll be able to direct you to where they are. And they all have this vested interest because they're there every year. This is what the family does. This isn't a bunch of random volunteers coming in to get a free race pass. These are people who are passionate about what they do and want to give you the best time ever. So you'll be back over and over again. Now, you might ask, how did you finish? Well, I thought we did pretty well. Now, we took 13 competitors down there. We had 13 people running this race. We did have a broken ankle. That was our one DNF. We had, do not finish is what that stands for. We had 12 people that completed the race, did incredibly well. We did have one person that had heat exhaustion, ended up going to the hospital, getting a couple bags of fluids put in him, but he actually ran the 5K then the next day with us, so he was definitely ready to go. Now, We also, out of those 12 finishers, 6 of us were in competitive heats. Great times. You got a chance to really test yourself against other people that travel the country doing this. And they all did awesome. We had one person out of all 13 that had 100% obstacle completion. And he makes it look easy. He's just amazing with his grip strength and body control and flexibility. And then we did have 2 people, myself and one other person, who completed the Gauntlet. What's the Gauntlet? The Gauntlet, you're doing your 10K course, plus you're doing 2 laps of that first 5K again. So it ends up being 20K total. There are what's probably in the 100 to 120 obstacles that you have available that you can work out as you're going through there. And you have to get it done before a certain time period. So out of the 70 plus people that signed up for the Gauntlet, there were 7 that finished it this year. The past 2 years, in 2023 and 2024, there were 6 people that finished it out of 50 to 60 that signed. Very, very high failure rate for that. And then just as a bonus, they actually have these little wooden medallions that were hanging around the course. We just happened to find 2 of them. Good thing is, a couple of us get to go to a race for free next year. So that's awesome. That's going to be fun. We know that we're going back in 2026. We know it's going to be different. It's going to be a bigger challenge than it's ever been. But I wanted to let you know what we did, and I wanted to invite you to come and train with us. Be there next year, or be there for a different obstacle course race. Let's say you're getting ready for the Spartan race that's actually coming up here in July, or you want to train for something a little bit further out. There's the Midwest Spartan that's going to be a trifecta down near Chicago. There's West Virginia coming up in August. A lot of different things you could do. I've been as far down as South Carolina in a beautiful event in November. But here's what I want to tell you. If you are deciding, I want to train for an OCR event, what do I need to do? Look, here's what it requires. It's going to require endurance. You got to have endurance for the run. It's going to require grip strength. You're going to be hanging on different things. You're going to be swinging through rings, monkey bars, especially in Spartan. There's twister, beater bar, there's rope climbs, all sorts of things that you're going to run into. And the good thing is, with Spartan, you're able to see a lot of that online. You can see what you're going to prepare yourself for. I'd highly suggest checking out some of the videos on YouTube of people going through races, or just come and talk to me. I've done a lot of them. I did 19 in 1 year a couple years ago. It was definitely something that was a big part of what I was doing to prepare for building out this place as well. It's what we do. You're going to have pull strength. You got to be able to swing and pull yourself through, pull yourself up. Things like Stairway to Sparta, or things like Maximus and things that I was doing over the weekend. You're going to have your core and back strong for lifting, whether it's War X where you're lifting an ammo box, or you're lifting somebody else helping them through, and some of the other things that we did over the weekend, or whether you're in a Spartan race doing bucket carry, sandbag carry. You're going to have to get that stuff off the ground and carry it around with you. You're going to have flexibility. Everybody who does Spartan race is going to end up in a barbed wire crawl that's going to be excessively long. And you're going to have to stay down there, be flexible, stay low as you're working through mud pits, around different roots, all sorts of different things. You got to be coordinated. You got to know how to use your body as a unit. Be able to get that swing going if you do get stuck somewhere. And it's going to be the thing that's going to keep you from having to do that penalty loop or those burpees as you come through. Now, what should your body shape be if you're doing an OCR race? Well, what I say is you want to maximize your dynamic movement strength in the lightest frame possible. So you want to be as strong as you can while being as light as you can and still keep that endurance. Because the more weight you have, the more you're carrying in that run. The more weight you have, the more you're hanging from, and it's all right here, all that grip strength that you need, or you're pulling up. But you don't want to get too lean. I've done that before. You get too lean, you start to really cramp up out there. That little bit of fat that you hold is going to help you a lot with your endurance. It's going to give you that much more energy storage that you have as you're pumping through there. Now, next thing, how do you train? How do I train to get ready for an OCR race? Well, compound movements are key. Basic things, pull-ups, push-ups, squats, deadlifts, things that are going to make you stronger. But the good thing about compound movements is it's working multiple muscles at once. When you're doing a push-up, you're working your shoulders, you're working your back, you're working your chest, you're working your core, you're working your quads, everything to keep you straight in that motion. Same with pull-ups. You're going to be you're working your biceps, you're working your back, your inner, your outer, your lower, your core. Everything goes together with that. Deadlifts works a ton of muscles. Squats works a ton of muscles. If you're just, say, doing bicep curls, well, what does that really do for you? Or even laying on a bench doing bench press, you're leaving so many portions out, and you're not going to have to lift 300 pounds. If you're this incredible person at bench press, that's not going to help you out there on the course. It actually may hurt you if you're that bulky. Now, after that, I say calisthenics are the best way. Calisthenics, which I would include rock climbing and ninja type stuff in there too, because with that, you're learning how to control your body weight. You're learning how to flow through. Parkour is also great because you're going to be hitting a lot of uneven ground, doing a lot of different things. I very much believe that that's how you get to the most athletic version of yourself. You get yourself strong, but then you get yourself very, very flexible and mobile so that you can control yourself through the air, through all sorts of terrain. It reduces risk of injury because you're not only increasing your muscle size, you're also increasing the strength within your tendons. And that's what's going to keep you from being injured and not tearing a muscle as you go through. Also, it's going to help you with all those non-traditional movements. Now, obviously, obstacles are important. That's why we have this. I couldn't find a place to train for these races once I got hooked on them, so we built one. So this is the place where you should be. You're going to see different things in here that you will see in those races. It was specifically designed so that I could go and do races like this. So I want to help you do races like this. Either that or Ninja Warrior type stuff. Those are also obstacle course races, obviously, just without the running portion. Guess what? We have things in here. We have the warped walls, rock walls, all sorts of different things for you. And then what do you do for the endurance? Well, obstacles will give you endurance. Calisthenics will give you endurance. Circuits will give you endurance. You're still going to have to do those hill runs. Get out on the hills, get out on the trails, work those legs, work that motion, get your body used to that. And even stopping at different points to do some different calisthenics movements. You see a tree branch, do a pull-up. You see the ground, do some push-ups. Climb a little hill that is a little bit steeper where you got to get down on your hands and feet. It's going to help you to get there. Next thing, saying, Kurt, hey, that's awesome. I don't think I'm anywhere close to being ready for an OCR. I just want to get healthy. I want to get in better shape. Well, guess what? We're there for you too. That's what most of the people are here. We have way more than 13 different people that come here. We have hundreds that come to Grit on a weekly basis for general training. So what I want those people to do, as I want for you, I want you to be to your healthiest version. If you decide later on, you know what, I'm feeling pretty good and I like what you're doing, come join us. But if you're like my wife, for instance, and never want to get in mud for anything and doesn't want to run, it's good that I know that she can do those things, but it's not her thing. It isn't enjoyable to her. She wants to do other things with that athleticism that we built. And that's what we do with her. Now, we want to provide actionable strategies for weight loss, muscle gain, flexibility, and overall health. Let's start with weight loss strategies. The fundamentals. We want to get you on a balanced diet. Here's what we do with people for weight loss. We're going to combine nutrition, workouts, and accountability. We want to get you on a balanced diet that's rich in whole foods like vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, complex carbs. We want to keep you hydrated. Hydration is going to help just keep everything moving through the body. Plus, a lot of people are hungry. They're actually a bit just dehydrated. So if we can keep enough water in your system, it's going to be good. And then the biggest thing, portion control. When it comes down to it, I'm someone who has a big appetite, so I look for low-calorie dense foods that are large in quantity, and that's what I'll help you with too. When it comes down to it, we just want to limit the calories that are coming in and make sure those calories are valuable towards your goal. Now, we want to give you the right kind of fuel. For activity, I believe wholeheartedly in strength training because I'm sure you, as I have seen plenty of people who've dropped a bunch of weight and it kind of can turn into just skinny fat. They dropped a lot of muscle too, because if you're not doing any sort of strength training, then you're losing muscle while you're losing fat because your body's going to shed where it's going to shed when you're in a calorie deficit. So what we look to do, prioritize that muscle growth, make sure you're getting enough protein so that muscle can stay or grow as you're doing this while your body is figuring out the fat it can shed because that's what's able to be let go right now. That's what's in excess because you're using the muscle on a regular basis. And then for cardio, I want you to do what you enjoy. I like to, My wife, for instance, she likes dancing. Awesome. So she could do a VR workout or something like that where she's getting her body moving. I'm not going to get her out running. She doesn't like that. If we lived on a lake and we had kayaks, awesome. Great form of cardio. I like to bike. I like to run. I like to do things like that. That works really well for me. Find the thing that gets you sweating, get you excited, get you moving, and just do more of that. Now, realistic goals. We want to make sure that your goals are realistic. It's great to jumpstart with a challenge. We obviously offer different challenges here throughout the year, and we'd love to have you come in and meet about that and see if that's right for you. That's a great way to jumpstart, but understand this is a journey, not a sprint. Over that challenge, like let's say it was one of our 6-week challenges that we do throughout the year. That over a 6-week period, we're going to get you going, help you drop that first 20 pounds quick, but you're not going to drop the next 20 as quick. It's not something that is sustainable for 6 months to a year. What we want to do then is help bring you back to a normal lifestyle that you feel good about, where you have these days of super strict, healthy, low-calorie eating, but you also get to enjoy some different things that you like. I don't want you to give up cake and ice cream. I love cake and ice cream. It's just about making sure that it's a treat and not a regular thing. And so we're going to help to redo what it is that you do on a weekly basis so that you can continue to drop that weight, or at least keep it balanced. Because if you go back to what you were doing that made you overweight, you're going to end up there again. You're going to be in that calorie surplus. So we want to fix that. Muscle gain strategies. Moving on to that. First thing I want you to do, start with body weight movements. We're going to have you moving yourself. And in some movements, you might not be able to move yourself. You might not be able to do a push-up or a pull-up. But we can get some bands out, have you do some band pulls that are going to be less than that. We can get some ways to support you, help you get up to that bar for pull-ups, for push-ups. We can put knees down. We can get you on an elevated surface, all sorts of different things to adjust it. For squats, we're going to help get you deeper and deeper into those squats, get that range of motion down before we ever think. Same thing with deadlifts. We're going to have you doing toe touches. We're going to have you reaching down, standing up, taking things very small. We want to make sure that we prevent injury and correct form before we start adding things in. I don't want you to go home and be super sore the next day. I want you to be able to come back a couple days later and hit it again and keep those results coming. Well, it's important to stretch, yes. We can stretch at the beginning, we can stretch at the end, and that's awesome. But we're also going to stretch in every single movement that we do. So when we're doing a push-up, it's going to be all the way down, all the way up, getting that full stretch, hitting every little bit of that muscle. On a pull-up or band pull or pull down, whatever it might be, we're going to go from straight arms all the way to chin, even a chest to bar, help you to get there, help you to get that full stretch, hit everything you can within that motion. When we're doing squats, we're going to get below 90 degrees, come all the way back up. It's what we do. So that as you're doing this, you're learning how to stretch in the exercise. It's going to help you in movements in life. Because who really cares about the person that can do a half a rep and a pull-up adding weight to their bodies? Or who says they can do 50 push-ups, but really they're only doing half reps anyway. They're never actually getting that full range of motion. Your overall health and wellness is really what it comes down to be the most important thing in this. Now, with that, we want to focus on all aspects of it. Let's just go with the mental side. It can be mentally straining doing all this stuff for your fitness. Now, what we want to do is we want to give you small, achievable goals that will build confidence and build momentum toward that larger goal that we're working toward. We're going to go out in small increments and help you to get there. Now, the lifestyle. Look, you recover when you sleep. So I want you to get in the right amount of sleep. I want you to get in 7 to 9 hours. Then we figure out where your body is to figure if you need more than that or not. We also want to reduce alcohol and processed food, some of those things that can hold you back. Alcohol is going to break down muscle fiber. It's not going to help you recover. It might help you fall asleep. It won't keep your sleep going good. So I'm not saying you need to quit alcohol and be sober for the rest of your life. I'm just saying the more you limit it, the more it's going to help you in your physical health. That's definitely true. And then also just community. I want you to be in here meeting other people. If you and I know each other with its trainer-client purpose, that's one person. But if you meet 5 or 6 other people in the group, you've got a text group going, you're encouraging each other, it's going to do way more than I can ever do for you. I very, very much encourage that community aspect of group fitness. Now, you might say, what are the next steps? What do we need to do now? Well, everyone's journey is unique. Everyone's journey, it requires a tailored plan. I want to help you get that tailored plan. Let's meet for a professional fitness consultation to specifically discuss your goals. And we're going to combine a personalized nutrition plan with workouts and an accountability partner that's going to help you get to your specific goal. This isn't about you meeting my goals. This isn't about me dragging you to a race. It's about figuring out where you want to be and what you want to do and help you get there. So I look forward to seeing you very, very soon as we do that. And make sure you click on the link below. This is helping. Make sure you like, subscribe to this video. That way I know that this is working and I know that this is something I should continue doing on a regular basis. Now, you might say, look, I can go get a gym membership anywhere. You're talking about me having trainers and all that. That really sounds like it's a big investment. Well, let's think about it this way. If you're going to try and go anywhere, like let's say you wanted to go to the next town over. Well, a car is an investment, but it's going to get you there so much faster. There's so many different ways that you can make things move faster. And then if you not only have a car, but you also have, for instance, a GPS system, that's going to get you there even faster. It's going to show you the most efficient route. Well, think of that as your trainer. It's that person who's going to give you the route and the tools to get from point A to point B being your fitness goals. Now, what I want to do now is I want to go through the top 10 reasons of why you should work with a trainer. Now, number one, I just kind of said it, a personalized roadmap to success. Now, based on your current fitness level and the goal you wish to achieve, a trainer is your GPS system that provides the most efficient route by combining nutrition, exercise, and accountability. Kind of just went over that, but that was what I wrote down. Number two, expert nutritional guidance. It's the foundation of health and performance. Now, nutrition's like fuel for that car, and a trainer is going to ensure you're using premium fuel that's tailored to your engine, not to my engine, to your engine. And it's not just gas from any station. It's specifically designed for you. Number three, we have dynamic OCR focused workouts. That's not meant to scare you. They're designed to build strength, endurance, and agility for OCR or for general fitness. OCR means obstacle course race, just to recap. Our workouts are like a playlist. Our trainers are going to curate a mix of exercises to keep the rhythm exciting and effective. You're not going to be doing one song on repeat here. This is going to be something where you're going to see new things constantly throughout your journey. Number four, accountability that drives results. We're going to do consistent check-ins. We're going to be in contact with you, and it's going to help keep you from plateaus and slumps. Our trainers are like a hiking guide. I mean, when the trail is going to get tough, a trainer is going to be there to keep you moving forward, ensuring that you don't stray from the path. That's really what we want. We want to get you there. You might think, well, you want to keep me here working with a trainer forever. No, I want to get you to your goal, and then I want to help you maintain it forever. Whether that's with me or anywhere, I'm going to give you the tools for that. Number five, injury prevention and safe progress. Now, training without guidance is like building a house with no blueprint. We're going to help create a foundation in you that won't collapse. We don't want you breaking because we're pushing too hard or because you're doing something that you're not familiar with. We're going to keep you safe. We're going to keep you moving forward. Number six, motivation and mental resilience. Now, like a marathon coach, a trainer is going to cheer you on at every mile marker, pushing past mental barriers to reach your goal. Your goal. Again, not my goal, your goal. Now, number seven, time efficiency. We're going to maximize your results in minimal time. Just like the GPS example, being able to get from point A to point B without distractions. You're going to know if I go this route or I go this route, how much is it going to delay me from my goal? Now, another way to say that, you're the chef. You are going to be doing the work to get you to that new body that you desire or that new health marker that you desire. When it comes down to it, I just want to be your assistant that's going to put out all the ingredients for you so that you can just mix them together, throw it in the oven, and you're good to go. We're going to make this as easy as possible. You're still going to do the work, but it's going to be simple and it's going to be guided. Adaptability, number eight. As fitness improves, things are going to get easier for you. That time when you were doing push-ups on your knees might be push-ups to an elevated surface, eventually push-ups standard form. We got to know when to change that. And the trainer is going to be able to see, you know what, you are doing very well at this. Let's add in a thing that's going to help work those muscles even more and help you to get better results. So, think of it this way. You're trying to design this new fitness suit for yourself, this new body that you're going to have, these new blood markers, all these different things. We're the tailor. We're going to help tailor it to get you there. You say what your goals are. You want 27-inch pythons like Hulk Hogan. Well, we're gonna work toward that goal. Might not be achievable because there might be some other things that are needed there, but we will definitely keep it realistic as we go as well. Holistic focus. Number 9. Your health. Here's a good analogy again. Your health is like a garden. We're going to tend to the soil, the water, and the sunlight to make sure that you bloom exactly how you're hoping to bloom and how you want to bloom. We're going to get you there for sure. And then number 10, that community and support system. When it comes down to it, this is a team sport. It's for your goal, but there's a lot more than just you that are going to be involved. Whether it's us, whether it's the people that are cheering you on, we're all there for you because when one person succeeds, everybody succeeds. Now, biggest thing I want you to do now is I want you to get in here. Let's talk about your goals. If you're already even coming here, let's sit down and talk about your goals again. Where are you wanting to go? What are you wanting to do? Are we maintaining, or is there something new that's in the books that you've decided like, hey, this is my next step? Out of the people that went to an OCR race with me last weekend, I'm telling you this, if I think about it, I think out of those 13 people, only 3 had ever done one before they came here. And those are the only 3 that ever had that in their wish list. The other people developed that want by training here and understanding what they could do. And I really hope to see you grow and change as we go through this process. And whether it's that or whether it's something else, you want to take on a new challenge, I want to be there for you to make it happen. So click that link. Like, subscribe. Let me know that you love this video so I know that it's worthwhile and I should spend more time doing this and everything that goes along with it. So Kurt with Grid Obstacle Training, have a great day.